Hi, in this video I'll be going over the process of how I draw and color hair. This video is broken down into two parts, how to draw a strand of hair to how to draw a full set of hair. I'll be using Clip Studio and this brush. First, we are going to learn how to draw this strand of hair and some basic hair anatomy. You're going to draw two curved lines like this, thinner at the top and thicker at the bottom. Next, draw two curved triangles at the end of the hair. Next to the thicker strand, although it doesn't matter what side you put it, I'm adding a thin long strand for extra details. I'm adding another thin strand, this time a little bit longer to give it some flow. Basically vary your strands in length and thickness. Even though this is anime hairstyle, it would make the hair look more natural. Here I'm curving the hair a little bit to show more motion. Sorry I didn't thought of this initially, but hey, hair is all about drawing what looks good to you. And here is an apple peel to demonstrate the hair curving if you're having a hard time visualizing it. Bonus knowledge, you can layer your strands of hair on top of one another to make it less flat. Here is the drawing on the side to show what I mean. Number 1 is behind number 2. This post by nanogome_7 shows the same concept but in more detail. And you can draw both strands the same way as previously shown. Try playing with shapes until you get something that you like. Keep in mind that gravity is working to pull the hair down. Sometimes hair can be a little springy, so here I'm adding something like a split end. This can make the hair look more natural, but try not to overdo it. So hair is kind of like ribbons if you think about it, just with extra strands and variety that makes it look like hair. So sometimes there is a gap in the center of the clump of hair. This is to show two strands of hair coming together. Colors. Finally, we can start coloring. Make a new layer under the line art and name it base color. Pick a color that is not too dark or saturated because we will be adding shadow. And yes, the color is inspired by Miku. So the line art is not perfect, so I'm just going in and coloring it manually using the lasso and the brush. Now we are going to determine our light source, and this will dictate where the shadows will appear. Make a new layer on top and clip it to the base color. You should see a red line, and this will keep you from coloring outside the hair. For the shadows, you want to pick a darker color and also move the slider to a more teal color. Add shadows to anywhere light can't reach. For example, this area would be covered in shadow. You can also add forms to the hair even though there is no line art. The hair curves here, so the bottom half will be in shadow. This arc will create a shadow as well. And this hair strand here will create a thin shadow. The hair kind of curves itself at the ends, so I will draw some shadow there as well, following the outline of the strands. On a new layer that is also clipped to the base color, we're going to add some bounce light. To do that, we are going to pick a less saturated and dark version of the shadow. I make it more blue because the sky is blue, but it can be any color depending on what is surrounding the hair. And you can also find the same techniques in other artists' work. For example, this piece from NBrush 19 added bounce light to the hair here and here. I think this is a stylistic choice, but I only add the bounce light on top of dark areas. On a new layer, we're going to add a lighter shadow. This part is optional, but sometimes extra details make the hair look better. You want to move the layer to the first clipped layer. You want to pick a lighter shadow. You can do this by eyedropping any light areas your brush made, or you can do it manually on the color wheel. Basically, the base color would act like our highlights. It's the same concept, you're just adding shadow where it's difficult for light to reach, and not adding shadows to areas of the hair where it's mostly bright. So like I said earlier, the base color is going to be our highlights. Usually artists would add highlights to the base, but trust me on this. So on your base layer, make sure it's on lock transparent pixels. Then eyedrop your base color. Then you want to make it slightly brighter. Now get yourself an airbrush and brush over the lighter areas of the hair to make it even lighter. Okay, now we're gonna add a third shadow. Don't worry, it's very easy, and this is the last one, I promise. So on a new layer that is also clipped, you're going to pick a very dark teal color. With a hard brush, I'm using the default G pen. We are going to add a little bit of the third shadow to areas where it's very difficult for light to reach, usually tight crevices or contact points. Now finally pick a color close to white and make these highlight patterns on the brightest areas of the hair. Okay, so welcome to the second half of the video. So now we're gonna draw a full set of hair just as promised. So we got like a classic anime hairstyle. We got the bangs, side bangs, long strand, and then something in the back, which is we have pigtails for that. So I guess first we should draw a head. So I don't know how you guys do it, but for me I just get like a circle shape, a sphere. And then this is like kind of third quarter view. Her jaw will end somewhere around here. I don't know, just kind of eyeball it. I usually start with the bangs, but first I should probably explain like where the hair would be drawn. Sometimes I just draw the hairline. So the hairline would probably be like around here. This is the hairline. I don't know, go look in the mirror to see where the hairline starts. Let's say if I'm drawing the bangs, I wouldn't draw it like that. Or like that's the shortest, it would be like I wouldn't draw it like up here, you know. I would draw it like the bangs below, like under that hairline, just to fit into that like cute anime style. It's kind of just like a fat feather, I guess you can say. And it would basically come down to like about their nose. This is just based on preference or what kind of style you're going for. I like to make it kind of fat, kind of like a fat feather. Oh, and the pen I'm using right now is the G pen. So the same concept as I said in the beginning, just add a few strands that you see a fit. Don't overdo it. So there's gonna be 3, I guess, so 3 bangs. Kind of like classic anime style hair. I would start somewhere around here, and I would have it swoop this way, the middle swoops this way, this one swoops that way. I'm just drawing this part so you can see like where the hair is coming from, but this will usually get covered by like the side bangs. Sometimes it doesn't get covered, but depends on the style of the hair. We're gonna add the 2 triangles at top of like, I guess this, a lot of people say this is like where the hair like grows, but technically hair kind of grows all over your head. But this is like where I guess gravity will determine where the hair splits, right? So like this section would split that direction, alright, and this splits there, okay. So I draw like these 2 triangles. You'll see them a lot in anime, and then it's kind of like another strand of hair. I guess this, you can call this the side bangs. I don't know. I think it looks cute, so I add them a lot in my drawings. And it kind of curves and like hide the ears. And see how I'm like all drawing them curving this direction? You can make it curve the other direction, but like the overall flow would curve to the left. Sometimes you can do this to give it like some randomness, right? And then for the other one, do the same thing. This side is more visible. This part of the bang will be covered by her face. Maybe there's that one strand that comes out. And this is like on top of the 3 bangs, so it's just covering on top of that. Let me just fix this. Okay, sometimes anime hairstyles would just like add another strand of hair, so just kind of like, if this was the ear, I think this strand would come down somewhere like that. And we're just going to let gravity determine where the hair goes. Maybe it splits into sections. Maybe here it has another small strand. Maybe it has like a split end. Maybe one strand ends shorter than the other ones, I don't know. Like, it's really just all based on personal preference. Hair is pretty random. Maybe it curves this way and then it curves that way. See, it's just really all just based on taste. I don't really like how her neck is like protruding out so much. It's kind of too late to fix now, but whatever. Alright, and then let's say she has pigtails. Then find where like the pigtail would start, so maybe like right here. And then like just draw some lines that converges to that point. You don't need to be too detailed with it. And then, I don't know, it starts like right here, I guess. It kind of goes up a little bit, and then goes down. Maybe that's a little bit too high. And baby like gets thicker at the bottom. Maybe one big strand here splits into 2 strands. Just think where you want the strands to be. Here I'm adding that tiny one. Maybe I want to get a split end right here, like whatever you want to do. Of course the other side you can't really see because she's turned so much. So maybe you won't see like some of the top